Okay, so this vent right here, they want to retrofit a vent in this house, which is no problem, but we're not refinishing this floor. So when you put a flush vent into a floor that is not being refinished, you end up with some problems. I told them that we're going to have to sand it to make it flush, and it may be a little discolored around this, and they said they're okay with that. They just want a flush vent. So what we are going to do is try to be as neatly as possible here. I'm going to use that seam in the board right there. That should work out pretty good. I'm going to line my vent right up on that seam right there. And that's pretty good. I'm going to mark around that on my glue tape. Mark that just to see where I'm at. Well, that's pretty good. I'm just going to get my tools out here and start cutting this thing. And hopefully, we're going to be in good shape. Now I cut the table off of this saw here. I know it's the danger zone, but I can get it pretty darn close to a wall. That's all I get. So I'll have to get the rest of that with the fine saw. Of course, my fine saw is dull as boogers. I'm gonna go get a new blade. So you saw us try that new DeWalt fine saw that I bought. I bought new blades for it. It does not fit in this one. That fine saw or that DeWalt multi-tool, it just will not do the work as a real fine saw. We're back to using this. It's just for little stuff. Somebody mentioned throwing stuff into the vent one time. Well, there, I'm taking it out. We always vacuum our vents out. Things will fall in them while we're doing the process. Okay, well, that worked out pretty good. So once again, we're going to be putting in, another one of these beautiful wood-shaped vents. They're the best ones out there. If you're going to have your floor installer put in vents, make sure they use wood-shaped vents, the only ones we buy. So we have the tongue end of the wood here. At Wood Shapes, they put the tongue and groove nicely in there, so when you're installing into a new floor, when you're retrofitting, that's not always possible. So what I'll do is take that bottom, you can take it over to the table saw and take that off, or you can take a razor knife and just score that bottom edge like that. All right, flip it upside down and just break the bottom edge off of that. And you're still gonna have these little tabs where they're nicely mitered together. I will just nip those off. Right there with my fine saw. Now we'll get to see how well I fit that vent. Really doesn't get much better than that. See, it's still standing proud of the floor a little bit because this floor has been sanded and these are a solid 3/4. So what I'm gonna do with that, so I don't do a lot of sanding, is I am gonna take that out of the hole. It fits in there really nice. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get my grinder and grind the back side of this so I can let it down in there just a little bit more, and I may not have to do a bunch of sanding work around this. Okay, so I did something I normally don't like to do. If you notice these vents, the miters are put together with these little metal, I'm not sure what they're called exactly. They're a dowel pin or these little metal fasteners. I cut this on my table saw. I only use those $15 cheap blades from Harbor Freight, so I'm not worried about the blade too much, but I really don't like to cut metal on my table saw. So that's what I did. I shaved the back of it so I get a nice even cut. So let's drop that in there. See where we're at. I'm almost perfectly flush. There now. I'm gonna go take a hair more off of that so it's a little below and use the liquid nails as a liquid shim. Okay, one more shave on the table saw. Now I know I'm below grade a little bit. Well, it's perfect on this side, however, okay, so one more shave off of that, and I also took a little bit off the top of this frame here, so it will be let down in on this side too. So there it is. It doesn't get any better than that. That doesn't need to be sanded. I'm just gonna take that, I'm gonna install it, and I'll fill it with some pre-finished putty, and we'll finish it out to match the floor. Liquid nails around the edges, and yellow glue to glue wood to wood. And I put it on the hole instead of this so it all goes down. I don't want it gushing up. That's a little more work than I like to put into a vent, but that's a nice vent. I'm not putting any fasteners. plenty of glue to hold that thing in place. And this is the one that got retrofit into the old floor. So that's pretty good. Remember I cut the bottom of it so it fit flush? Not bad.